ดีค่ะ I'm Rewadi Pasuniramon and you are watching Business Frontier on TIN Network True Vision 78. Now in this edition of Business Frontier, we're actually tackling something that the show has never done before. Artwork and handicraft. Joining us on location, we have Dr. Busaya Techase, the Managing Director of Pinshop with us. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ
Now คุณบุษยาคะ what's your nickname?
You can call Bud.
Everybody call Bud. Okay, right. Now, as I said earlier during the show, I mean, Business Frontier usually visits hotels, restaurants, or businesses that deal with something that's a little less involved in terms of you're getting down or getting your hands dirty. But Pinshop right here at Central World is a business that deals with anything to do with the four principles. My hands, your hands, well, my hands principally. So what is it actually, Pinshop?
It's the craft, hobby craft, do it yourself. But in the past, this like handicraft, the image or perception is like very old for old people.
I mean, you don't sit down and talk about, hey, what are you knitting today?
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's all about, have you Facebooked this person?
Yes.
Have you seen this person on Twitter? But so it's anything to do with handicraft, right? Anything to do with
now the lifestyle is everything going to the cyber is high tech. But at the same time, in the opposite side, we need high touch to balance. I think. So now is the trend that we need to do things like unique or the value is from our hand, from our heart.
Handmade, handicraft.
Yeah. So if you want to give some gift to your loved one, you have 1,000 baht, you buy a fruit basket or something. Instead, if you need the craft, the scarf, the value is like
it's more valuable than 1,000, but I'm not quite sure if I do it myself it may not be worth anything at all. So in your opinion, Kun Budka, do you think that right now there's demand for this sort of business or this sort of service in Thailand in particular?
Yeah, it's growing, but if the technique, the tools not innovative, it will take too long time. So now people lifestyle, they don't have very much free time. So the material itself is have innovation. Like the yarn is now coming with more and more fancy yarn.
All right. When we talk about a piece of handmade artwork, what are the factors that are involved? Say, you said Pinshop actually focuses on the four main principles of
sewing, knitting, crochet, or everything about yarn, and the beading, and the stitching.
And stitching. Okay. Say for cross stitching, the sewing, what are the factors involved? What are the equipments that I need for a cross stitch?
Cross stitch is very easy. You just make the cross, stitch in cross, but the picture come out because of the color of the yarn. So you stitch, follow the pattern. But our cross stitch is special. You can stitch your face, you can take your photo, and we convert it to the cross stitch chart. You can add your signature or something like this, very special only for you.
So from our home economics classes when we were young, cross stitches were actually something that were very basic and usually very, I wouldn't say rough, but very, very undefined when we are talking about pictures or images on the cross stitch pieces. But from what we can see here around the shops, they're very, very detailed. And the crosses themselves are very, very small. So that is what it's like for the more advanced participants.
Yes, because we use technology. We use the computer to help for the design. And for the customer, they have not much time or concentration. So we have the pen that you can mark you can mark the stitch before. So you only mark when you're at home, and you can take the piece everywhere, and you stitch without taking too much time.
Ah, I see. So basically, for a piece of cross stitch, you need, of course, the piece of cloth.
There is special cloth called Ida that is square. Yeah.
And how do you get the design onto the piece of cloth?
No, the design is in the paper. So you must look at the design one stitch for the one square. So you use the pen, like the symbol circle. You may use the yellow color, or the square you may use the red color, something like that, and you mark it in the fabric.
And you mark it yourself.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not a set pattern with colors and already everything marked for you. That would be too easy, right?
Too easy.
Okay, all right. So that's just. So you basically says that right now, although the principle stays the same of doing everything or doing a piece of present or a gift with your hands, but with less amount of effort and less amount of time taken.
Yes.
Now, cross stitch may not be a good example because it still requires you a lot of effort to put in when you mark the patterns. But with the fancy yarns you were just telling me about, scarves, although may not be very popular in Thailand with the weather, but you can wear it fashionably as well.
Even the weather is not cold in Thailand, but our working hour every day, the air condition is very cold. So the office girl always needs the shawl or some scarf to hold.
Now, before, if I were to knit a scarf or a shawl, it would be a disaster. But right now, they're actually fancy yarns, right?
Yes.
That can actually improve. And does it also shorten the time it would take to make a scarf?
Both the material, we have the innovation for the textile, the texture of the yarn. This is the first, and the second, the tools. We don't knit with the traditional knitting needle, the stick, because it takes too long. So we have many tools now for knitting. Like the machine, you just only wind the yarn, it will come out like this very fast.
Okay. All right. Well, during the second segment of the show, we'll actually ask Kun Bud for an opportunity to test some of the machines, some of the knitting machines that would actually help us make something very, very quickly. But coming back to look at the big picture of the handicraft and art market in Thailand, I mean, Thailand is famous to the world in terms of silk making, yarn making, and so on, and handicraft, but a more traditional style. How big is the market for arts and handicraft that Pinshop actually specializes on?
How big in the term of money? We don't know, but we are the leader, and now we have 35 outlets, and it has potential to grow more.
Wow, 35 outlets in Bangkok alone?
And all over the country.
All over the country. Now, what sort of products or services do you provide at Pinshop?
The concept of product is trendy hobby craft. So everything is trendy. We come in, like in the winter. Now the Korean
trend,
popular,
the Korean way,
Korean
yes.
trend. So in Korean, boyfriend, girlfriend making scarf to each other. So in the Korean series, so customer always asking for, I want to make the scarf like that movie or something. It's the trend. So we provide what they need. We provide the material, the design, and we teach them for free. Like this.
So you actually add the modern value to this very traditional hobby that Thais want to do.
And even now the fashion trend, the brand fashion trend, designer like Marc Jacob now coming more and more with some handmade piece in their design. So it's the trend. So our customer can make which color they like, they can make by themselves.
So do you think that this is actually something that's unique in the Thai market right now with Pinshop, as you said, as a leader in the market. I mean, why do you think people would go for something like this as a present versus something they can buy straight away from the shelf?
Yeah, as I say, it's the trend, and now the social media spread. Yeah, so everything when you see your friend post in the Facebook or something, I made by myself. So it's the widely spread, and your friend actually is really easy. I just wire with the machine. Only half an hour, I make a doll, Angry Bird or something.
You make an Angry Bird doll?
Yes.
I want to make an Angry Bird doll. Okay, so in your opinion, then, do you think, is this something of a trend that would stay only for a couple of years with the Korean wave and earlier the Japanese wave, and then perhaps some becoming less and less popular in the near future?
We have like other business. We have to adapt. We have to learn and keep up to date what the lifestyle. So we have to change, always flexible.
Are women your main customers at Pinshop?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, men more and more. Yeah.
What do they do?
You know, the teenager. If a boy make a scarf by his hand for his girlfriend, is the most valuable.
It's more valuable than the girl making it.
Yes.
Wow. Yes. And there are actually increasing number of men or teenage boys as customers?
Especially in winter time near New Year.
And especially how it gets really cold in Thailand for the past couple of years as well. But coming back to Pinshop's goods and services, what are the most popular services here at Pinshop that are in high demand right now?
Yeah, we teaching for free, and the knitting category is growing, and also sewing.
Sewing.
Yeah. Because now people like to make something different. Like if we buy a Levi jean, your Levi, my Levi, I don't want the same as you. So I sew a little bit, or I make some ribbon or some embroidery. So my Levi is different from you. So.
Do you think that the designs that you offer here at Pinshop needs to be more modern to actually attract the modern customers?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
But I still see a very traditional looking, say, cross stitches and the designs of the crochet jackets. They're still very, very traditional looking
We
designs.
have two groups. One is the like crafter. They like craft. They always doing this as hobby all the year round. This finish and then I make a new one.
A new project, right?
This is the traditional group. This is our main customer, and we also have the growing new market for the younger, for the modern people. Like now, everybody use tablet, use iPad, no? And some want to make like the cover, a special one. So they're looking for something special. They want to knit by themselves or want to sew.
I mean, I can imagine that for people who want something unique for themselves, would attempt to make something with their own hands. But I don't know how popular it is, and I myself cannot believe that people would actually, spend hours or days making a cover instead of just going to a shop and buy the iPad cover or a Galaxy Tab cover in 5 minutes. How much